Welcome to Sage Gateshead for the bridge, celebrating UK hip hop. How's everyone feeling? Make some noise for hip hop.
Hip hop is a worldwide thing. You know, rap is for everybody, and not only rap, music's for everybody. Newcastle got into this hip hop thing. Do you know what I mean? I'm just amazed by it, really, and I would like to hear more of that story.
I'm going to hand over to my brother Doak, who's going to introduce the first dance act, because I'm going to have to DJ for this as well. I'm going to drop some beats for them. So one more time, I want everyone to make as much noise as you can for the bridge. This is the kickoff right now. Make some noise for the bridge.
All right, Gateshead. Cam Masters, are we ready? Let's go.
Scene started from one person, and it's unusual. I think Newcastle or the Northeast is obviously the size compared to London makes it easier for one scene to exist by itself.
Yeah. Take a look at my eyes, tell me what you see and why. It's such a dog where we live and it's got me paranoid.
Hip hop gave us an outlet in the art side, in breakdance. Once you saw the struggles that New York were going through, there was no difference in colour, in race. It was, I can see kids doing the same thing that I want to do, having the same struggles that we're going through, and that was why we were into it. It spoke to us on a social political level, as well as, you know, it was a brand new scene, it was something new, and kids were driving it, and essentially you felt part of a movement and a group that no one else knew about.
Let's go back to traditional. Never had anyone ever properly had my back.
We adopted, we felt the lyrics, the message of early hip-hop, the words, and no matter where you came from, there were deprived areas in London, as there were in Newcastle or Manchester, Birmingham, and there was a message in the music, an early rap.
We got what's over the heads, and they're barely touching the knees. You seem to see them when I drop my beat, it's your life, so sitting in the backseat. Yeah, start living it, come on with stars with different groups that tell me what the limit is. I'm not listening, we get cool and I breathe.
Whoever the protagonists were, the rappers were, I think that is what we all gravitated to. We were younger, and we gravitated towards a music that we could relate to. It wasn't important if they were Latino, if they were black, if they were white, it didn't matter. It was the music, it was the movement behind the music, the break, the clothes, how you felt connected. you suddenly felt you were part of society. You weren't ostracized. You weren't something that was to be stepped on. You could be a kid with pride. You could be a kid with someone who had a team, a group, call it a gang, whatever you want to call it, but you were part of something. And if it came from Brooklyn or the Bronx or the West Coast, East Coast, Miami, it didn't matter. So in England, yes, it might have started London, then Manchester, the Greg Wilsons. It might have started that way, but it wasn't, I think, a regional variation. It was we could relate to the music.
Sorry. Keep going, man, keep going. Harmonies. That was meant to be a bass line there, but it didn't work.
Hello, it was good, mates. It's really, really good, hey? The thing about Newcastle and the graffiti scene was it was able to flourish in a way that you didn't really see in many other cities in the UK, with the exception being like London and of course Bristol. And I think the thing that connected Newcastle to the scene and to the origins of the New York scene at least was the metro trains, you know, that underground train system, the lifeblood of a city, the tracks, the carriages, and that infrastructure that the metro system gave the Northeast was really quite revolutionary in terms of kind of spreading the graffiti vibe. And you know, it was kind of like a glowing light to the graffiti writer moths who just kind of like flocked to it and wanted to kind of get there, get the pieces up, get a tag, get the dubs on the spots, get the hang-offs off the bridges. You know, the metro is what made Newcastle graffiti scene come alive.
Making a cake, yeah? And it's like multis are like cherries. You don't need them, like they're not the main thing. Like, I can fit as many as possible. It's like, what are we trying to do here? So I think like everything is about balance.
So you want to dress nicely, like you don't want it.
Yeah, like so it's never, so for me, but it depends what your end goal is. So if your end goal is the most intricate rhyme, then yeah, it's all going to be about multis and patterns. But if your end goal is you're trying to get across either an emotion, a feeling, or you're trying to make the listener feel what you're trying to get across, then the most important thing for me in a rhyme would be just your truth. So whether I don't care if it rhymes or not, like it just has to get that vibe across. And I think to me that's the most important part of a rhyme. I think a lot of times we kind of get lost. We get lost in the sauce. We get lost trying to shoot all the things in that don't have to be there.
It's good to know about it, but I'll think about it after I've written something. Then I'll be like, oh, that's like quite multi. Or it's no multis. It's all just like it's me, C, D, E. And I'm like, oh, is that bad? But like, I'm like, well, I've done it now.
I think it's like it's a habit. A lot of things are habits. So a lot of things like I didn't even know what multi was until about 2 years ago. So I was like, oh, you pick multis? I'm like, I don't know what it is. So I think it's just finding that balance. And as an artist, like especially when you talk about writing lyrics for hip hop or for any music, I don't even like they're all the same. They're all one really, but it's about trying to get that. They got to listen, man. Before anything, they got to listen.